Okay, so after checking the requirements, getting the image, now let's proceed with building the concept. Okay, so let's open now our Photoshop file and create a concept. We don't need to start immediately. We need to first create a concept based on this image. So to do that, let's create a new layer here, and then we will doodle or sketch on this image. And before we proceed on this one, I would like to first open our lighting design standard, because we need to consider a lot of things before creating a concept. So let's open my book, Landscape Lighting Design Techniques, and let's go to the page. Let's go to the Chapter 5, Lighting Design Standard. And we will discuss standards from ASHRAE, CIE, SLL, ISNA, Dark Sky, and LEED, and some local standards. So this is more of landscape lighting design techniques. But we will focus on Photoshop, of course. But because we are creating now this concept, so we need to make sure that we follow first, or we understand first, the lighting design standards. Okay, so if you want to get a copy of this book, go and visit Amazon, or go and check in my website www.enrocolightingdesign.com/shop. Okay, so this is very cheap and it's only $39. Okay, so go and grab this one. Okay, so let's proceed now. So there are some requirements here. First, let's go and check from ASHRAE. So in ASHRAE, we will discuss some parking areas, building grounds, entrance, exits, canopies, outdoor stairs, and what else do we have here? So that's it. So for CIE, there are some requirements regarding the arcades and passageway. And it also mentions about the zoning, like if it's EO, it's intrinsically dark, E1 is dark, E2 is low district brightness. So if your landscape lighting project is in the zone E0, you cannot put any light on there because it should be intrinsically dark. It's part from UNESCO Starlight Reserve or IDA Dark Sky Parks. But if your location is under the zone of E3, which is for the medium district brightness, well, then you can light up something. Okay, so go and check your zoning first before you proceed with your landscape lighting design. All right, so from SLL, there are some requirements regarding, there is requirements for fountains, statues. So there are some lux value for walkways, like 50 lux, or car parking, 10 lux. And what else? Pools. So there are some requirements for pools, and it should be IPX8. There are also requirements for ramps, which is 20 lux, but with an illuminance of 100 lux on ramps up. So the minimum is 20 lux, and on the ramps is 100 lux. There's also outdoor steps and stairs requirements, advertising signage if there is, and then what else? Yeah, so that's it for SLL. And for the ISNA, there are some requirements for different areas, and it's so small in this one, but there are some guidance here regarding the gazebos, trees, how to highlight the trees, outdoor sculptures, vertical displays. Here, this one is the mountains. So like in the previous project that I showed you, the Bahrain circuit, we highlighted the mountains. So like this one, there are also some requirements because we should avoid spill light on that one. And then what else do we have here? So for the water features, again, there are some requirements from IESNA. And according to the Dark Sky Organization, of course, they want you to select a luminaire that do not spill lights on the sky. So these are some of their requirements because they want to avoid a spill light or light pollution. So these are some of the acceptable luminaires and the unacceptable luminaires. So go and check that one and make sure that if you are complying with this Dark Sky Organization, check and select the right luminaire so you will not conflict with these requirements. And if you are aiming for lead certification, of course, go and check the lead requirements. And based on this one, okay, if you are applying for lead certification, you need to comply with the dark sky organizations, and you need to check the zoning requirements, and you need to know what is the bag rating, this bag rating method, and you need to make sure that there are no spill lights on the neighboring surroundings. And vertical illuminance also, it should be limited. So there are so many requirements if you're aiming for lead certification. And the mounting and distance of your luminaires from the boundary. And you need some simulation and energy conservation, or the energy or power usage must be less compared to the regular standard. And yeah, so that's for the lead. And so for some local standards, go and check your local standards, because some municipalities or cities might have their own lighting guides for landscaping. Alright, so that's it. Go and check my book. This is very useful for landscape lighting design techniques. So grab this copy now. Alright, so let's proceed and make a doodle on this project. Okay, so I created one blank canvas or one blank layer here, and I will use the brush tool to make a doodle or to make a concept for this project. Okay, so let's go and use the brush. Oops, I used this one before, so I'm going to use the round brush, and I'll make this one as I will choose, say, red color, and I'll make the brush a little smaller, maybe 10 or 9 pixel, enough for me to make a doodle. Okay, so based on the client requirements, I will create a concept based on that. So for this sand pit, let's start with the sand pit. I am planning to highlight the sand pit under this concrete. So it will be like cove lighting under this concrete area. So the light will spill light toward this area. There will be enough light, I think, for the kids to play with. If not enough, then I will put a post lamp here, either a diffuse post lamp or a projector lamp towards this area, projecting towards this area, and also this one to maximize the pole. And then for the next sand pit, same, I will highlight it like a floating sand pit here. And maybe if this is high enough, then I can maybe add some wall-mounted recessed luminaire here at the edge. So it will be highlight this lone area. If this is too small, then no need for that. And then of course the bench, I want it to be a floating bench, so I will put LED strips or LED tubes under these concrete benches. And if that is not enough, there is 3 here and also 3 here. So either I will create a moonlight effect if this tree has lots of branch to highlight this area, or I will just add uplighters on this side to highlight this tree, and also uplighters here to highlight this tree. So there will be a vertical illumination or vertical view. So this space is well lit enough for the people to just sit and relax. And then for this mound, I'll just keep it like that. Either the kids will want to play on that area, but maybe the spill light coming from the pole light will be enough. Or if not, then I will just, there will also be spill light coming from the sand pit. So if not, then we can create a simple simulation if at least there is 5 to 10 lux on the mound. And then for the pathwalk, what I'm planning to do is I will put bollard here because I need to make sure that I will have 20 lux on the pathwalk. So one bollard here, one bollard there. So maybe the spacing will be 3 to 4 meters away, and maybe one bollard here and also here. And if possible, I can also add some bollards here and also here. Okay, and what else do we have? So there are some palm trees here. Either I will highlight the palm tree or I will add bracket spotlights from the palm tree. If it's not possible, then I will just highlight the palm tree with spike light. Okay, because there are the option that you can put your luminaire on the palm tree itself. So this is a very good view to have, that the palm tree is well lit. And then of course the requirements of the client that this congregation space must be well lit during the nighttime. So of course I will put a projector on these 4 sides of the canopy. So one here projecting to the top, so it will be a diffused or indirect lighting. So it will be the floodlight or the projector light will be aiming towards the canopy, not on the ground. So all sides, floodlight or projector. Also here, because before I created one project that I put the projector or the floodlights on the poles and then projecting on the canopy, and it looks good. And yeah, it doesn't create glare to the people sitting below that canopy because of the indirect lighting. And of course, I want to make sure that the bench is well lit. So I will add another cove light or LED tube under this bench. It will be nice to have it there. Yep. And I don't know the function of this. Maybe there is a fountain here. So if there's a fountain, then I will put one fountain light here and also here. And this palm tree also, I will highlight by using the spike light or a tree light, like a bracket on the palm tree itself. So it depends on how high the palm tree is right now. So if it's matured enough, I can put the floodlights on the palm tree body itself. If not, then I can just use spike light and projected uplight. Okay, so I think this is enough now to have a 20 lux on the pathwalk, to have a brighter congregation area, and also a playful area for the kids on the sandpit, and a resting area for the people who wants to sit on the bench. So these are my simple concept. And yeah, let me know if you want to add more on this one. But make sure you also check the budget, because sometimes the client will just say, just put some lights there, make it bright enough to play around, and that's it. So if the budget is sky's the limit, then go and put a lot of luminaire and make it more dramatic. If none, then just put some pole lights and then make sure that all areas are highlighted enough or lighted enough. Okay, so that's it for the concept, and the next topic is selecting the luminaire. All right.